Chris, so sad to be talking in such tragic circumstances. I know George was a special member of your group, so this is something that I know is going to be felt very deeply within the Sheffield United community.
Yeah, 100%. It's just stunned, really. Speaking to my wife, and thinks I'm quite matter of fact. I think we're getting to that age where we're going to more and more funerals, and obviously through your life you lose people you love and you respect. But this just feels completely different to everybody, and everybody I've spoke to, obviously, pals of mine are massive Sheffield United fans, people that I'm working with, players, current players, ex-players that I've been in contact with and they've been in contact with me, managers out of the Premier League, old managers that he played for. I think just everybody's just absolutely stunned and numb, really. I think that's the feeling that we've all got about it, and still less than 48 hours, still feeling the same. So this is going to be, and you look at it really selfishly as well. I think, obviously I managed George through a number of years, but really I shouldn't look at it from a selfish point of view. I should look at it from, the devastation that it's caused to his family, his young family, to Annabelle, to the Dignams, to Sam and his brother, to the Baldock family, what they're feeling right now. So if I'm feeling this, and players, ex-players, staff and supporters are feeling this, what are they feeling at this particular moment? So yeah, it's just tragic.
There's a lot of people here who knew and loved George. I mean, just why was he such a popular figure?
Yeah, just, loads of things have been talked about, and absolutely spot on by everybody. What they've talked, and how they talked about him as a footballer, but most importantly as a person, as a human being. So and everything spot on. What he was like as a player through that magical period that we had, and he wasn't one to grab the headlines, and the skipper was scoring goals and the other players were playing their part. But George was a huge personality in that, huge driver, a huge culture carrier in everything that we did, and how I wanted it to look, how the staff wanted it to look, how Sheffield United supporters wanted their team to look, and how they wanted their players to act and represent them, and the way they wanted their players to go about their business. And George just epitomised everything on the pitch and off the pitch. He was a humble person off of it. Listen, we had rows, we had bust-ups, we had words. I think you would expect that between the two personalities that we're talking about. But we're all driving it forward, and after the same outcome and after the same goal in everything that we did. Monday to Friday, I'm a massive one in terms of standards and how even training should look. And he was ultra competitive, and as were the group. And he drove that. He drove that with the other boys. Just even thinking about it now, families have lost a son. Players have lost a brother. Those boys that went to battle with George. And he stood up to every challenge, and just over the last 24 hours, you sort of remember the battles that he had on the pitch. When he first come to the football club, the promotion season, the end of season, festivities, celebrations. He was front and centre of it all, on the stage, downstairs, the LA song that him and John Egan and a few of the other boys sort of designed, and how that caught fire, and then his performances in the Premier League, week in, week out. It used to make me smile because one day it was Wolf Zaha, next day it was Sterling, the next game it was Grealish. All these absolute top draw players, and he just saw them off game by game, and he respected them. But when the whistle blew, he was after them, and he set the tone for everything, and along with the others. And he was an absolute pleasure to manage. As I said, there was times where we fell out, we had words, but we all knew that got put to bed pretty quickly, and the main ambition and the main focus was being successful in his football club, and certainly he was a massive success.
Can you remember when you first met him? Because I don't know if you got a feeling straight away, but he really bought into everything that Sheffield United was about. It was like he's been here all his life, really.
Yeah, definitely. Well, listen, as I said, the culture was set in 2016 with the first year in League One, and then George came. I'd watched him. I'd known about him. He couldn't get in the MK Dons team, but they were very good at the time. Carl Robinson had an excellent side there, and he went on loan to Northampton, and then he went on loan to Oxford. And I watched him. I remember speaking to Robbo and saying, "You've got to recall George, because he's absolutely ripping it up at Oxford." Him and Keema Roof came in, and I watched him and looked at him and thought, he'll do for me. He's absolutely perfect in what we're trying to achieve. Athletic, physical, attitude, and could play as well. You don't get to the stage of the career what he did, playing in the Premier League and then playing internationally, which was a fantastic achievement, by not having ability as well. Wanted to learn, wanted to work hard, wanted to compete, wanted to play, and wanted to win most importantly. So it seems a small chunk of change that we paid for George in that period, but you quite rightly, what everybody's saying at this particular moment about one of, there'll always be your TCs and your Badgers and your Brian Deans and your other players through the periods, Sabellas, and even before my time, Grandad talked about Jimmy Hagan and players like that, Alan Hodgkinson. But George, pound for pound, was right up there in everything. He gave his maximum in everything that he did. And as I said, that's what every Sheffield United fan wants, and that's what I want as well.